To help us evaluate government measures against kidnapping and banditry, especially in rural communities, we are joined by civilian intelligence analyst Umar Jijiwa. Umar, thank you so much for coming around.
Thank you.
So let's start with the recent attacks in rural communities. How would you assess the government's response so far?
I think the government are doing what they can do, and they're responding as fast as they can. But you have to understand that issues of security are not necessarily publicized by them. We only see results or we see failure when government acts when it comes to security issues. And from what we understand, I think they're doing their best, and they're taking some steps. But it's natural and it's normal for criminal elements and also for activities like this to come up, especially when we are about to end the year. This is nothing new. It's something that has been happening for years and decades like that. It's unfortunate that it's happening, but I believe that the government, they're taking some serious action, especially when you see some of the adjustments that the president has made.
Let's merge government actions with the country's security apparatus. Do you believe that our security agencies are well equipped to handle the rising wave of kidnappings and banditry in the country?
I believe that they're equipped enough. They're equipped enough to be able to handle this issue. But for me to say they are well equipped, I can't say it because we see stronger nations having stronger equipment than us. So we're not well equipped, but we're equipped enough for this particular issue that we're having. But of course, we have to upgrade our weapons, we have to upgrade our equipment. If not, we'll continuously be left behind by the international community. We have to be able to match what other people have. We have to be able to keep up to what our colleagues are doing outside the country as well. But for this issue, we are equipped enough.
Okay, so if you say that, let's look at your perspective to what we understand as main weaknesses in Nigeria's current security framework. Would you say that there are loopholes that would need to be plugged?
Of course. Of course, so many issues have come up, and so many security issues might be put down to poor strategy. Some might be put down to sabotage, and some might just be put down to the fact that some of our men are not really that patriotic and don't see the need to put their lives in the line. But it's getting better now, because when you look at the president approving the mass recruitment, police, army, all this, it's just so that we can be able to build our capacity to do better. But there are so many loopholes. But they are definitely closing those loopholes. The issue when we talk about loopholes when it comes to security is that for a civilian, we might not know that there's a loophole there until when something happens, because it's the criminal themselves that actually look for loopholes that they're going to take advantage of. But I know for sure, every time that there's a loophole, it is blocked.
Okay, so you mentioned patriotism in your summation a while ago. Let's look at it from the angle of the subnationals. Are local governments, of course, and state governments doing enough to actually support federal security operations on ground?
They're not. You see, when you talk about security, a governor is not in charge of any security agency in Nigeria. They don't control the police. They don't control the army. Well, they have more money now, so they can go into state police. And of course, I'm a supporter of state police as well. But at the moment, they don't give the orders. They can't even give the orders. They don't have the capacity to tell the police or the army what to do. And then if we're talking about governor, and they want to go down to local government, what can they do? When you talk about local government, if not that we want to give our traditional rulers a constitutional responsibility, a constitutional role to participate in governance, to also contribute what they can contribute in security, we can't even discuss local government here. If we are saying that the governor cannot control soldiers, then what can a local government do? We have to get our royal fathers to participate in security. We have to give them constitutional powers for them to settle disputes and take actions. They have to be the first port of call. Because they are the easiest people to access by the locals. because those locals take their problems and their fears to them. So if we don't give them a constitutional responsibility, then it comes down to how much a monarch is respected. So when you now come to a place whereby a monarch is not really that respected, and he has credible information coming up, nobody's going to take action on it. If a governor cannot control, so I think for local government, it's not even a discussion for what can they do. I believe the only way it can work is if we bring our traditional institution into it.
All right. Now, Umar, you are a civilian intelligence analyst. How effective are our intelligence and early warning systems in preventing attacks in our communities?
It's quite good. The problem isn't the intelligence. The intelligence is always available. The problem is that you have to look at all intelligence, and then you have to make a decision and put them on a scale of preference of what is more important than what, and then you take action on it. It's unfortunate that, you could see what happened in the United States, where we had soldiers that were redeployed, and then terrorists took advantage of that. This goes to show you that as we are getting intelligence, they are also getting intelligence. We saw what happened to General Uba. He gave out his information, he gave out his location, and see what happened. So intelligence is both ways, but the intelligence flow is available, but it's about action. It's about action. Do we have the numbers needed to take action on every single intelligence that comes in? We don't. Is every single intelligence that comes in credible? No. So that is the decision of the government, and that's the hardest part of governance. Intelligence will come, but you have to be able to take a decision on which ones are more important and which ones are real, which ones are, you have to put them on a scale of preference. So that's why governance is quite difficult, but the intelligence is available.
Okay. There have been also talks for the need to take decisive steps in establishing state police. So when we talk about state police, community policing, would you say that it's a key strategy in preventing attacks in our states and local communities?
You see, every little helps when it comes to security. Every little helps. Even you, as a journalist, if you can contribute to security of this country, it helps a lot. So state police is important. Even community policing. Even neighborhood policing. It's all important when it comes to security. Every little helps. And also, it will give governors a sense of belonging. It will give them more confidence. It will make them want to participate more in securing this country. It will make them feel like stakeholders in the security architecture if they have state police. We understand the fears for political reasons, but we need to push that away. Because politics is only done in a place that people are alive. We saw an election in 2015 that was postponed because of security. So when we discuss security, it's higher than politics. And even if a governor wants to use it against his political enemies, he's only there for 8 years. It will be used against him as well. So of course, we can have some safeguards to control these things, but I believe it should be done. It should be done. Every little helps when it comes to securing this country.
So how then do we now shift? We know there is a lack of political will, right? But then how do we shift from focusing on reactionary measures instead of preventive measures to stop or nip these attacks?
You see, when it comes to the proactive measures that can be taken, it will shock you to know that the government actually do these things. Citizen collaboration, the civilian intelligence analysts, intelligence gathering, traditional institution. We all have to play our parts. We all have to play our parts when it comes to that. And that's the only way. But of course, it's proactive to recruit more people to come here to secure us. It's proactive. I believe so. And that's why the president took the action that he took. We're going to have more police. We're going to have more soldiers. We're going to have so many other things. But the most important thing is this. Even soldiers, police, whatever, they are also human beings. They are human beings. And that's the truth. So we need to, as Nigerians, we need to appreciate them a bit more. They put their lives on the line for us. We need to give them that sense of pride. When we see them, they need to know that we appreciate their efforts. With that, they will have the morale to go out there and fight for us. The most proactive measure that government can take is to take good care of the families of those that lose their lives in action. By so doing, you will have morale, you will have so much energy coming into the system. People will be ready to die. They'll be ready to serve. There is nothing more proactive than that. Welfare.
Okay.
That is the most proactive measure that we can take.
Okay, so Umar, even as we wrap up on this, we've heard stories of bandits or terrorists who use more sophisticated weapons than our security personnel possess. And also, we've heard of technology and surveillance being part of security discussions during security briefs. How do we improve on technological tools for government to be able to also improve on its response in decimating these insurgents?
Well, we cannot be so sure about the weapons that they have because we don't know the weapons that they have. And that's the truth. Because if we knew the weapons that they had, the government would have taken it away from them because that's their job to do that. So the thing is this, I feel that we're equipped. We're not well equipped, but we're equipped enough. We have to upgrade our architecture, okay? We have to get the best equipment out there. It shouldn't be because our bandits or our terrorists have a certain kind of gun. No. This is Nigeria. We're supposed to be the heart of Africa, the most powerful black nation in the world. We should have the best equipment, not because of those bandits that are in the bush, no. Just because of our level as Nigeria, we should have the best. We should have the best guns, best helicopters, best jets, but whatever it takes. I mean, we are enough for it. We are Nigeria.
And while we discuss this, Umar, we see that Nigerians are actually scared and they don't even know who to trust. How do we restore public confidence in government and also reassure citizens that they are safe?
I mean, Nigerians have to remember how it used to be and how it is now. If not for just recent times, I mean, we had some smooth sailing for about 2.5 years, I think. And then this year, we saw a spike. This is simply because the criminal elements became a bit more active. And when it comes to war against terrorism, it's multifaceted. And the government, Nigerians need to know that the government is doing their best. For the first time, we have a national security advisor that is taking certain steps by including civilians, working with communities. We changed our service chiefs. The president has Nigeria at heart. Nigerians need to know this. We have to start trusting our leaders. We believe they're doing their best. Of course, it's not 100%. It's not 100%. But Nigerians should be proud of their country, should be proud of their president, and should trust their president. If we do that, I believe that we're going to have a better country.
Yeah. And we hope that we'll be able to win the war against terrorism in no distant time. Civilian Intelligence Analyst Umar Jijiwa, thank you so much for your profound knowledge that you shared with us on the news.
Thank you.